Hello everyone and welcome back to another market review. This is Silent. Today we are looking at the NASDAQ December contract for 2025. We're starting off with the weekly chart. As you can see, we've rejected the midpoint of the previous weekly candle's wick, ran above it and then dropped heavily below, and then overlapped the opening price and delivered strongly to the downside. We covered over top of the weekly gap and retested the upper quadrant of this wick here. So after dropping down into that range, we've began pulling away from it. So as we drop on lower time frame, you'll see how this daily candle played out exactly how we wanted it to. On the daily time frame, I'm just bringing down those weekly levels. I'm extending this daily fair value gap at a time. Price drops down and creates that today after the close of this daily candle here. We anticipated the day to gap lower, trade lower to create a wick, and then come over top of the opening price and close as the up close candle. That's exactly what we got. Pay attention to how price stayed inside of the gap here on the daily chart with the bodies of the candles here. So for tomorrow, my expectation would be to draw up inside of this daily fair value gap. On the 4-hour time frame, you can see price rolls outside of that range, comes back and retests this buy side imbalance low, trades lower, we gap to the downside, wick down and drop into a 4-hour buy side imbalance from October 20th, spends time in consolidation here, creating a reversal, and then price rallies. We rally all day and then trade up into that higher 4-hour buy side imbalance here, and then come off of the high that was created today on the 2 o'clock candle. On the hourly chart, I'm watching that reversal here. All this consolidation in the overnight is what brought this rally here, because the only thing left for price to do after coming off of the low like this and consolidating, if it's not going to create an imbalance to the downside, it's going to have to be reversing. So unless it was going to break down lower strongly here, the only other option would be to go up. We rally and then trade into that 1-hour redelivered rebalance that we've been tracking this week, and right at the end of the day we have a retracement. Watching this 1-hour south end imbalance that I've extended into price, I'll be watching that tomorrow. This is our weekly outlook on the 15-minute chart. You can see how the Asia range is lower than the previous day's Asia range. So typically this would be a sign to be bearish, but throughout the London session, there was obviously no bearish signals, no real imbalances to the downside for anyone to expect that. Instead, it was a drop and then rally back up, clearing out highs, doing a market structure shift, and then coming down and retesting the Asia range high as a discount array is what gave that bullish setup today. And we left these relative equal highs. So that'll be my first expectation for tomorrow. On the 5-minute time frame, I'm just showing the Asia range there and how all that consolidation formed at the upper portion of the Asia range, and then just after London, so going into that London lunch to New York open time period, we drop down, and then this is when the reversal happens. We shift over those highs with a rally, and then price comes back down to retest those higher time frame levels, and it also runs into the small buy side imbalance here. Price creates that turning point, has a springboard up, and continuously trades higher in a strong buy program. On the 1-minute time frame, all I'm doing is showing our first presentation fair value gaps. You can see how the morning session was caught at the low of the day with the first presentation fair value gap. We rally up through this previous day's level, and in this consolidation, price drops down into Tuesday's PM session first presentation, This is the springboard from that, rallying above the high and above the high here. And as this is happening and banging up into the Tuesday first presentation fair value gap, we fall into consolidation, drop down into sell side, and then finally rally. After getting on top of this price level here, you can see the accumulation at the upper end, and that's what brings us our rally going into the afternoon. Price opens up in the afternoon session with a fair value gap to the upside. We utilize that after price comes back down and trades away from it. We can see it rally off of this level here, attempts a new high and begins breaking down, and then after we cross back under it and bump it into it from the downside, we're seeing it as a premium array, and that unfolds perfectly, giving us a sell-off from current day PM first presentation to Tuesday's AM first presentation, and the high of that new week opening gap. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for me today. Hopefully you learned something. If you found anything insightful, please let me know in the comments. As always, leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you all tomorrow.